In today's satsang, we will see another meditation. This meditation, we will voluntarily chant a word, a sound, and that becomes the mantra. What is the definition that is given for mantra? Is Mananat Trayate iti mantraha. Mananat. One meaning of Mananat, the meaning is by contemplation, by contemplating the sound or the mantra saves one. Here, how does a sound can save one? How does it gain a power to save that individual? What is actually saving an individual? The saving an individual is nothing but protecting one psychologically from all fears. Making one to be aware of what oneself is. What is real protection is knowing what is one's real nature is. That is what is real protection. This is what this chanting of this mantra sound gives one. By uttering this consciously, what is the way of uttering or chanting this, mentally chanting this word or syllable? Living with it, being alive to the sound. When the sound is actually thought about mentally, one lives with the sound. Here, we are not going to give a new sound or a new word as a mantra. Throughout the waking state, how does our thinking take place? Thinking takes place like this. Any word starts, any sentence starts with the personal pronoun. What is that personal pronoun? I am. This is what is going to be used here as the mantra. So far we have been using it unconsciously. Unconsciously, throughout the world, everyone uses this first person personal pronoun. I am. It's happening unconsciously. Why am I saying that it is happening unconsciously? Because all the thoughts are about the external world or something connected to the external things. A thought is actually an extroverted happening. One has become a thought and he thinks about himself or the world. That is actually making a thought getting externalized. It is thinking on the externals. Body is an external. Thoughts are external happenings. Feelings are external happenings. That is why we are here drawing a clear line between the in and the out. What is in? In only creates the out. There is no out at all. There is no border line or a periphery that is marked as an outer line, as a line between the inner and the outer. for the usage to communicate, we use the things which have manifested as externals and that which has not yet arisen. That is the source. Even whether in a seed or when a woman is conceived, how the conception takes place, the work or the process is taking place within the seed, under the soil, within the seed mingling with the other 5 elements in nature, under the soil, above the surface, drawing the light energy from sun, interacting with all the 5 elements. The seed is actually, the processing is taking place within the seed. The seed dissolves within. The dissolution or the precipitation or the alchemical process that is happening in the inner actually coming into manifestation. That is what is actually the outer things are all. The outer is happening because of the inner. So inner is the base, the most essential, the source, the pure intelligence, the chitta. But we are caught on the surface. We are bound to the periphery. We are always in the externals. Thinking is an external happening. We never know how to go to that inner space, that stillness. Actually, what are we trying to realize? We are trying to return to our source, which is nothing but stillness, or the processes which takes place beyond visible universe, even beyond forces, even beyond subatomic level. One dives deep within himself when in meditation. For that, all the excuses like breath awareness, body awareness, thought awareness, sound awareness, mantra awareness, anything is an excuse, a ploy. It's just like an excuse or a ploy. This sound is going to be used here for this meditation. The one word, even animals, unconsciously, they are bound to the body. They act from and out of the body, as body. Their activities are all reactions of the emanating from at the body level. They are basically body oriented. They are bodily things. They are animating constantly in and through the body, by the body. That is why they are called animals. Here, a human being is mostly caught in the psychology. We are all caught in psychology. We are all caught in thinking. We know only one type of thinking, that is with images and words about the external world or about one's own self. This is what is going on the moment an individual wakes up from deep sleep, and this goes on and goes on and goes on throughout his lifetime. It goes on. Here, we are trying to bring in a pliability of making this constantly thinking mind quiet, still, and to feel the inner space. Something of a quietude, an inner space which is non-movement, which is stillness, which is silence embodiment. That is what is going to be felt. One is going to feel through this meditation. The same word which is used in the non-meditative states, that is our waking states, as unconscious thinking. Here consciously we are going to use it, the same word I am. The same word becomes a mantra. Any word or any sound becomes a mantra once it is directed within. When the word, without aiming for a target, uttered towards the direction of inside, the inner, that gains immense powers of the very inner. Inner is abound, unconditioned, pure intelligence, unthinkable, ungraspable. It is beyond word, beyond sound, beyond visuals, beyond images. This is what is the nature of the yin. It is stillness embodiment. It is silence embodiment. But when a word, when it is directed towards the inner, consciously living with the word, when the word is uttered as I am, mentally this should be uttered. Mentally this should be actually thought about. One should think this word as I am and look within, with the word, through the word. There won't be anything at all, but the mere approach, the mere directional, the direction given to the word, using the word like a transport vehicle to turn within, keeping the eyes closed in meditation for about 45 minutes. This makes wonders. By and by, slowly, the inner light has stillness and immense silence, immeasurable silence that happens to the waking state mind of the person also. That is happening to the waking state mind of that person. Everything is coming out of that one source, that oneness, that is non-movement, stillness, intelligence embodiment, pure awakeness, pure alertness, pure awareness, pure consciousness. That is what is this complete cosmos is. When it is said, that is what all the things are that are being seen and perceived through all the five senses and a human being, that is nothing but the display of that one intelligence as many and multitudes throughout the universe. This is what is happening in our waking state. This we are going to make it as a meditation using the same word which we have been using it unconsciously. Now we are going to use it very consciously. We are going to live with the sound. It doesn't carry any meaning at all. Do not search for any meaning on this word. Simply the word is I am. I am the mantra meditation. That is why what we are going to look at now in this meditation session. What actually meditation does to one? It brings in a pliability. Normally we are always in the outward flow. The movement is outward. We move always towards the outside. Here there is an introduction made to one person that is able to return, come back within also. There is a sort of pliability one gets. It's a two-way movement. Normally a thought or an individual's orientation or motive drives him outward. This is actually the movement of the ego. That is what is happening in our normal waking state life. Here, we are able to look at like a stay put situation, quietly stilling our mind. It's happening, and this mantra, I am, the word is used for a number of times, and we stop chanting it and looking at within intently. I am is used as a vehicle to get gathered within and look at. That is what is the purpose of this I am word, the mantra, the sound. Here in this meditation, what one is going to do? In this meditation, one simply utters this I am for about 10 times. It is not repetition. When one says this word, I am, one is actually living with the sound. It is only a sound. We are not going to think about what this sound is, where am I going to land, what is going to happen to me. Not this kind of any furthering of thought process. It is to arrest all the thought process and to make the individual to come to a place of stillness. This I am, the word is used as an excuse, as a ploy. So, here, after the first bell, the meditation starts. And the meditation, the bell sounds will be with longer duration. Say, more than 2 minutes duration, a feeble, a mild bell sound will ring throughout the meditative session. Throughout the meditation session for about 45 minutes, more than 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes gaps with a feeble bell sound throughout the meditation, there will be a bell sound going on, ringing. The meditation starts like this: eyes closed, comfortably seated, back straight, head not leaning on the sofa or chair. One is having sufficient time. One is safely, comfortably seated. One sits and with his eyes closed. What does he do? Closing the eyes after the first bell sound, very slowly and gently, he utters this word, mentally thinks this word, mentally. There should not be any tongue movement at all. It is not vocally the sound is produced. He should only consciously say, living with the feel of it, I am. When the word is uttered mentally, one actually lives with that word. This word should be uttered with sufficient gap, and one lives with this word, with this sound, I am, along with it, for about 10 times with sufficient gap. One utters this word, and with the word he lives. And after, say, about 10 times when it is uttered, he should live as it is and be there in that space without any thought. If some thoughts pop up, associative thinking or anything about the past or the present or the future, about the world or about the individual or about the world, if anything comes about, immediately one should again come back to that word with a feeling of living with the sound. I am. Again 10 times. Again leave it at that. And from the outside, this bell sound will be ringing with sufficient gaps. A feeble bell sound. It's only a reminder. The more and more one is able to chant it, utter it, with a feel of it, living with the sound, the mind is gathered. The mind comes to a stop. Some sort of a quiescence gathering within oneself. This is what is happening. See, all the meditations, what for the meditations are done? The purpose of meditation is to return to, is to make the person to return to his source. His source is pure intelligence. We cannot depend on anything in this world externally, in the outside world at all. Right from one's physical body, one's thoughts are all nothing but concepts. How will one come to know about this? That they are all nothing but material movements. Only through meditation process, one gets this understanding. And meditation, what it does, it thins out all the registrations. It brings in to the person a quality of indifference to, he is no more perturbed, he is no more agitated, he is no more anxious, he is just indifferent. Let thoughts come. Non-dealing of thoughts is the way to deal with them. Non-handling of thoughts is the way to handle them. This knowledge or this understanding has to happen naturally. For this, any amount of sitting in meditations have to take place. Many sittings have to take place. Every sitting thins out. It removes the past registrations from one. By and by, what happens? One becomes feather like a light. He becomes so light. He becomes internally, psychologically, one becomes very light. Psychology is the base on which physiology or the biology is built. The body is built on the psychology. The heart throbs for the message that is being carried by the psychological entity. The very birth of an individual is taking place for the messages as causes. Out of ignorance, one has gathered. This is what our birth is. To thin out, to remove all the stains, the blemishes, the vasanas, the tendencies that were all carried throughout since millennia. For this purpose, one has to seriously take up self-inquiry as well as meditational practices. Here, this is the meditation. I am the mantra meditation. You would have understood side by side in your monitor along with my speech. You will find an explanation with a diagram also. Understand it, basically understand it. And the purpose is to get into the quiet inner space of ourselves, to return to our source. It is like a travel from the outer to the inner. Outer is the world and the inner is the pure intelligence, one's source. This is the purpose of the meditation. This brings tremendous peace, silence, and removal of all the past registrations, thinning out of past tendencies, and one becomes one by and by slowly gets clarity. This is the purpose of this meditation. This meditation will go on for about 40 to 45 minutes with a sufficiently long interval bell sounds that is actually remaining from the outside. From within, one has to sit in a quiet, safe place, head straight, not leaning on the sofa or wall, back also straight, comfortably seated, and voluntarily he utters this word I am for about 10 times and leaves at that. It is not mechanically, should not be repeated. The word I am should not be repeated mechanically. It should not be put under auto mode. One should live with the sound and leave it at that. If suppose one is intruded by thoughts, projections, past, hurt, expectation, different sorts of manipulative process of thoughts, if that happen, one should quietly again start I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. This is the meditation. 10 times, leave it at that. Again, if thoughts are there, immediately bring in I am, alively, with a feel with the sound. Do it. Like this, let it go on. If suppose one is lost in thoughts, the bell sound from the outside will, like a reminder, make him to utter the word I am and live with the word. This is what is mantra. By and by, the word becomes the mantra and it saves psychologically oneself. When one is psychologically saved, one is actually physically also is saved. When I contain my ego within me, in my thought, word, and expression, I will not be a trouble to this world, as well as the world will not be a trouble to me at all. This is what is the effect. We are taking control of our control room itself, that is our mind, through this mantra meditation. At the end of this meditation session, I will ask you to open your eyes. Upon instructions, you can open your eyes. Keep your eyes closed for some more moments. Do not open them abruptly. After some moments, with your palms, warm up your face very slowly and gently, and take few more seconds to open your eyes. Do not judge, evaluate, think about the meditation you have done just now. It should happen very, very casually. We are going to bring down our anxiety level, stress level. That is the purpose of any meditation. Becoming more calmer, you become more calm, more quiet, silent. The mind becomes silent. Earlier meditations we were doing with breath and the bell sound. Of course, bell sound is only an outside indication for you to get in. Here also it happens in the same way. But this is on the subtler level. Now you are voluntarily uttering the I am word that becomes the mantra. Rather, you are living with that sound without finding any meaning to it, probing about it, not doing anything about it at all. More and more focusing is gained by this. You have a lot of space in your mind to stay, to be still. Further, we will slowly enter the other psychological level meditations also with the thoughts. That we will do it in our next meditation session. Do not abruptly jump into activities. Relax for some more time. And very slowly and gently, after warming up your face and body, slowly and casually become active. We will meet on our next satsang.